All right, folks, we're continuing with the 155 machine on this Salty Explorer. I'm not doing that side of the car because we just don't have the time and I don't want to make the video too long. This is going to be in real time, so you just figure out how long it would take to do. I'm not going to do the roof. I'm not going to do that side of the car. We're not going to do the nose of the car. We're going to start with the rear end of the car, which is the dirtiest. We want to do the jambs. So I'm going to do the jambs, wipe that down, close the lid, do the rear gate, work our way around to the front. We're going to do it in real time. You can see by the time frame on the video how long everything takes. You can see by the type of machine we're using that we're not giving up pressure. I'm going to be injecting fluid inside the gun and then releasing it at certain times. So watch as I click my back trigger. When I want injection, that's going to fill the hose with optimum no rinse. Now I'm not going to use it all the time because it's going to make too much of a wet mess and I'm going to waste it. So I don't want to do that. So you're going to periodically see me go to the back trigger. That's going to send the pump on. It's going to fill the hose with the fluid. Then I'm going to blow it out with steam only. So I get more pressure that way, and then I'm not wasting as much optimum no rinse. So you can watch the way I work the triggers and the way I wipe everything down. I'll talk a little bit through it. This is going to be done in real time. We're going to do door jambs. We're going to do the trunk, sill, lower the gate, do the back gate. I'm going to have to switch out towels a couple of times, and we'll do the driver's side of the car, including the door jam. So we'll start now. Now, I don't think this is that dirty. I could probably put a 1-inch horsehair brush on the end of this, or I could go back. I could go back to my brush that I was cleaning. In fact, I think I will do that because I'm probably going to want the brush to do the door jambs. So if I do this, I get a little bit more scrubbing action. Now I want a little injection. Now I'm off injection. Back on injection. Off injection. Okay, now I'm going to wipe it down. Now, with the 155, it doesn't really matter that the machine's regenerating its pressure. If this was the 125 machine, I might not have worked it that long. But with the 240 volts, I don't really care what pressure I even drop to because I know it's going to recover instantly. The pressure drop is not that big. So as of right now, I know the machine is back at full pressure. That's not the thing here. It's just about the amount of power that we get with the 240 volts, the injection, and just the time savings when you're using 240 volts. Again, we're doing this in real time. And most of the salt has been rinsed down and below the gate. We'd be coming back to do the interior after this. So if there was any trim out work in these sills and in the weather stripping, we would take care of that as we do the inside of the car. Everybody has their own different game plan. So I'm happy with the sill. We've wiped down the top part. We're going to close it. Get a new area on the towel up. So now I'm gonna get rid of my brush until I come back to door jambs. So I'm gonna put that in my pocket. The body of the car I'm not gonna do with the brush. I don't want to scratch anything. So first I'm gonna use the steam to blow out the cracks and crevices. Then I'll come back with the no rinse and then we'll wipe it down. Now we'll come back with optimum no rinse. It's filling up the hose, getting everything pretty wet. Almost like a car wash where we're applying the soap. And I want to have a decent amount on here and dissolve the salt before we come back and wipe everything down. Now I'll wipe it down. You probably need another towel. We have the car fairly wet with both the steam and the no rinse. And you can see there's still residual steam coming off the car. I have my other towel ready. I'm going to get rid of that. Now, when I do the windows, this is probably going to be a little streaky, so I would not leave the windows like this. But you come back and you do the windows at the end of the wash, the end of the detail. Okay, so that's the back end. That came out pretty good. Let me grab another towel. Now we'll do jambs as we go to this side of the car. I think to do jambs, I want my brush again. Put our brush back on as we get into the door jambs. We can do the sill plates, blow all the salt and the dirt that's in the weather stripping out, get into the hinges. Now the beauty about using steam in here is we have a baby seat here. And again, don't be afraid to use your steam cleaner in the baby seats. This steam on baby seats works really, really well. But because we're not using a pressure washer, we're not spraying any of that back into the car. So this is where the steam actually can benefit you and be faster than using a pressure washer. Let me give this a little bit of no rinse. As we get down here at the bottom of the door, It's just basically going to self-rinse. Steam only over the top, no rinse. Now, before I wipe this down, I'm going to go to the front door jamb. We'll start here, a little bit of no rinse. Steam. Okay. Now we'll wipe everything down. We can go front to back, back to front. I got the front door open. I have 2 towels ready. Notice how we didn't make a mess of the window. I didn't make a mess of the inside door panel. Watch your hands always when you're working inside the door jamb. There's a lot of sharp objects. The steam, for the most part, got most of the salt, pretty much all of the salt, off the hinges. As I come up through here, I have 2 towels working at the same time. So here's our front door. And a lot of salt got kicked up under here. This part of the inside door jamb is good. That part of the inside door jamb is good. Let's go to the back door. Same thing. I didn't blow any wetness onto the rear glass. This whole black plastic trim piece was pretty dirty. I go to a cleaner, drier towel to finish that off. Down to the bottom. So at the same time, any dust, any dirt that was in the weather stripping up here, that's been blown out. This towel is a little bit wet. I'm going to finish with this one. Okay, so there's our jambs. Jambs look pretty good. On to the rest of the body of the car. Now again, some of you guys might disagree with this because I got to wash the body of the car now, and I might blow a little bit of wetness and dirtiness back into the door jamb. But if this is a full detail, you're going back into the inside of the car anyway. So you can give that a quick wipe down. So I'm happy with door jambs. This towel's a little bit wet. I got to swap this out for a clean one. Working with 2 towels. I'll start at the bottom because I have the brush on the end of my wand. So the plastic, I'll hit with the brush. The painted surfaces, I'm just going to blow out with steam. So our wheels are done, but I want to do the rocker panel, the black plastic trim above the wheels. I'll do that with the brush and it'll discard the brush. Give it a little bit of no rinse. Just to wet that down a little bit. Okay, we're back to steam. Need a little bit more wetness for the very bottom of the rocker panel. Okay, I'm going to get rid of my brush. I got to wait for the residual steam to come out of the wand. Keep my finger away from the trigger. Toss that to the side. Okay, so now cracks and crevices I'm going to blow out with just steam only. Just follow your body lines with the wand. Now I'm going to go to no rinse. We have a nice wet steam. Back to steam. And wipe down. I'm not wiping down the rocker panels, the black plastic trim yet. I want to finish the body before I wipe that down because I don't want to transfer any dirt to the upper part of the car. So I'm basically going 2 panels at a time. This is my wet towel, my dryer towel. Now, if you're coming back to buff this car, it doesn't have to be perfectly dry. If you're going to clay it, you're going to need a little bit of lubricant anyway. If you're going to buff it, you're going to spray wax it, whatever you're going to do. It doesn't have to be perfectly dry. But if you were just washing it, this is the look we're going for. Again, before I do the rocker panels, we'll do the other 2 front panels. We're not going to do the front. So again, just blow everything out with the steam. We'll go to some no rinse. Here's my wetter towel. Now my wetter towel has a lot of no rinse infused in the towel also. So it's a nice wet, optimum no rinse towel, we'll call it. Still not hitting the rocker panels yet. Do the fender, the front part of the bumper. Now I'll come back with the other drying towel. Okay, now with this wetter towel, shit, that's why I saved that for last. Okay, now I'm going to toss that. Okay, so we have a pretty decent look. If I was going to do the hood, the front bumper, continue on to the rest of the car. But now we have the wheels done, we have rocker panels done, we have the whole side of the car done. A couple of drips here and there, but again, depending on what you're doing next on the car. Our door jambs still look good. The weather stripping really kept anything else from blowing inside the door jambs. So we're good on that door jamb. Still good on that door jamb. So as far as the wash goes, we're pretty much done with the back. This side of the car, I'd be moving on and doing the rest. You can determine the time frame of how long this took. This is our floor at this point. So we have some wetness on the floor, but there's certainly not a ton of wetness. You can see the amount of fluid, the amount of optimum no rinse that I used. I probably went through probably about a quart and a half of diluted optimum no rinse to do this area of the car. So that's that. That was the 155 steamer done inside my shop on a 15-degree day, but I'm not too cold anymore. See you in the next video.